Hello friends, today we'll study about peptides. The peptides are short chain of amino acids, right? And peptide bond is formed between two amino acids. It is an amide bond. Now when proteins are hydrolyzed, it gives polypeptides. And when polypeptides are hydrolyzed, it gives peptides. And when peptides are hydrolyzed, it gives amino acid. So the amino acid is the smallest unit for proteins, right? Now how to synthesize a peptide? When two amino acids combine, this is an amino acid, this is another amino acid with different R group. When they are added, they are reacted in the presence of dicyclohexyl carbadiamide. This is the DCC reagent, which is the best reagent for peptide linkage formation. Then peptide bond is formed between the two amino acid. This is the C-terminal side or the right side because this is carboxylic acid, and this is amino N-terminal side or amino group side. It is the left side, and this is called a dipeptide, this whole molecule, and this is called a peptide bond, right? Now in TIFR 2015, a 3-mark question came that what is the number of peptide bonds in a peptide chain having 128 amino acids, right? So always the number of peptide bonds will be one less than the total number of amino acids in the chain. So there are 128 amino acids in the chain, so the number of peptide bonds will be one less than 128, that is 127 peptide bonds, right? Then next important point is that if sequence of amino acid is known, then they are separated by hyphen, right? This sequence is known, so they are separated by hyphen. For example, alanine is attached to cysteine, then arginine, then aspartame. So this is the N-terminal side because this is the left side, and this is the C-terminal side, and it is a tetrapeptide chain because there are 4 amino acids, right? And if the sequence of amino acid is not known, then they are separated by comma. Alanine, lysine, and aspartame and histidine, their sequence is not known, so they are separated by commas, right? Now how to analyze the end group? So if you want to analyze the C-terminal side amino acid, then you can follow hydrogenolysis. Okay, in that you have to use hydrazine, that is NH2NH2. For example, this is the peptide chain. There are 3 amino acids attached to each other. When we add hydrazine, it will attack at the peptide bond, right? And the molecules are formed like this. Here to the amine group, their amine group is attached to the NH, and here it will be basic. In the second amino acid also there will be NH2 formed, so it will be basic because there are 3 amine nitrogens, right? And in the terminal side, that is C-terminal side, it will release as amino acid of the end group, right? So it will be acidic. Okay. So when we subject to paper chromatography on the column of strong cation exchange resin cationic polymer, the basic hydrazines are retained, that is they are attached to it, and the free acid from the C-terminal side will be identified as the C-terminal amino acid, right? So we can easily determine the C-terminal side, that is C-terminal side amino acid, with the help of hydrogenolysis in the presence of hydrazine reagent. Okay, so based on this, in NET December 2012, a question came that on a carboxymethyl cellulose column at pH 6, which is base acidic, the amino acids alanine, arginine, and glutamine will elute in the order. So most acidic will elute first, that is glutamine, and then alanine, and then arginine, which is the most basic.